Hi, I'm Nathan with CBI Off-Road. Today we're going to go over this awesome new 2019 TRD Pro Tacoma build. Let's check it out. Okay, today we want to go over all the details of this Tacoma build that we've put together for Overland Expo West. We've done a lot of cool things, some different things than we normally do. If you take a look at the front end of the Tacoma, we didn't go with our full bumper like we normally do. We have a hidden winch mount and a push bar that's a couple products actually that are a little less well known. That's what we chose to put on this truck. The hidden winch mount mounts behind the factory bumper, and then the push bar itself mounts over the factory bumper, and you have the ability of course to mount a winch and use the two together. So it's kind of a cool option. You get some protection over your factory bumper. You still retain the look of the factory front bumper and the aggressiveness of the factory front bumper. The other thing is it gives you the ability to put some lights on the front end. So we built some mounting points for lights on the top of the push bar, and you can do single lights, so you can do light bars, whatever you want, up to about 30-inch in size. So that kind of takes care of the front end of our truck. We mounted a Warn Xeon 10S winch in there with their fair lead and their sidewinder. So it's a pretty awesome setup, very user friendly as far as winching goes and any sort of recovery application. In this scenario, you're still going to retain your factory tow points underneath the front bumper as well, so you can still utilize those. But that kind of takes care of the front end of the vehicle. We of course mounted our ditch light brackets with some Heretic Quattro lights. On the suspension, if we talk about suspension a little bit, we did Icon Stage 9 suspension. So that includes the coilovers on the front, with the billet upper control arms. It also includes the compression dampening adjustment, the CDC valving. So that's super nice to be able to adjust each one of the shocks to the compression setting that you want, you know, depending on the trail that you're on. On the front, we also added their secondary shock. So that's a really nice option depending on what kind of terrain you're hitting, to be able to dial in that secondary shock to help to work with the standard coilover to get the maximum performance out of that front suspension. On the rear, we're running their hydraulic bump stops with the extended travel length shocks and the remote reservoirs, and also their progressive leaf pack. So we're going to do a little more dialing in on this truck on the rear end to get it just the way we want. We're going to actually use the entire number of leaves that they supply to get us a little more carrying capacity and to put that rear end at the height that we want. But that's what we're doing for suspension. We really like Icon stuff. It's super high quality and works really well, and the performance is phenomenal. As far as wheels and tires on this truck, we've got the Bfg KM3s and Vtx Wills in bronze and black. And we're really excited to try the Bfg tires actually. The KM3 is not a tire that we've run on any of our company vehicles yet, and so we're excited to test it out and see how it does. It's a very aggressive looking tire, and so it's definitely helping the look of this truck. I mean, it just makes the truck look awesome. The little trail riding that we've done here in Sedona and Flagstaff so far has performed awesomely. We've aired down to about 18 pounds and it's worked well over a variety of terrain so far. So we're excited about that. And of course the Vtx Wills, they're just beautiful. They look awesome. These wheels we decided to go with the bronze. It's kind of a darker bronze. And then the black simulation beadlock ring. They're not real beadlocks. We don't air down enough to really justify a true beadlock, and so the simulation beadlock works really well for us. That covers the wheels and the tires and the suspension. Let's talk a little bit more about armor. On this truck we're running our standard bolt-on rock sliders with the standard HREW tubing. For us, we're not doing any major rock crawling where we're going to be coming off any you know, ledges and landing the full weight of the vehicle on the rock slider. So the standard HREW tubing works well for us. It's perfect. It's plenty strong for anything that we're doing. Any sliding over rocks or using the high lift on the sliders, all that works great with the standard HREW tubing. We decided to go non-kick out as well to be kind of a little more minimalist as far as the rock sliders go. And again, our rock sliders bolt directly to the frame. There's no drilling or cutting or modification. Just bolt them up to the frame and away you go. And again, they are strong enough that you can actually lift the entire vehicle via the rock sliders, whether it's one side or both sides or however it's happening when you're off-road. As far as the underneath goes, we're running our full aluminum skid plates. We chose to go aluminum to save weight, and again, we're not going to be doing any hard bashing into rocks. If we do, the aluminum will hold up sufficiently and help protect that underside. And we're also running a brand new product, which is our gas tank skid plate. And that we've got on the back of this truck. You can check it out. We chose to do the TRD gray powder coating, so it's kind of a nice offset and kind of a cool factory look with the TRD Pro Tacoma. If you go to the rear of the vehicle, we're running our high clearance rear bumper. So it does require cutting on the bottom end of the truck, clear to the wheel well. And then we're running our dual swing arm setup. So we chose to do the dual swing arm with tables on both swing arms to give us a little more countertop space and food prep space, you know, working space, whatever you want to call it. And then we're running roto packs on the back as well. We're running 3 of the 2-gallon roto packs stacked off of the swing arm. You also have the option, of course, to do the jerry can mount or single or dual jerry can mount, however you want to configure that rear end. If we go to the bed of the truck, we're running our Overland Bars with our 5-foot Prinsu top rack and some bike mounts and a couple downhill mountain bikes on there. And then if you go to the cab of the truck, we're running our Prinsu cab rack. And something that's unique on this truck, because it's a TRD Pro and it has a desert air intake, that desert air intake mounts to one of the factory mounts where the Prinsu rack mounts, and they slightly overlap. And so on this truck, we've R&D'd a new part number, a new product. For those of you who have the TRD Pro desert air intake, you can still run the Prinsu rack and get a really good seamless, you know, collaboration between the two parts to where they fit properly and they're all mounted correctly. So we've got that on here. The Prinsu cab rack with the Heretic 40-inch light bar. We're also running our Max Tracks with the load panel mounting them, and also the roto packs on there that are also mounted to the load panels. And then of course the other thing that we did is we've got an S-Pod inside the cab with their touchscreen monitor that's running all of our lights. Both the front bumper lights, the ditch light bracket lights, the roof rack lights, eventually rear bumper lights, which we're going to be adding to this truck, and then also the rock lights. So that's our TRD Pro in the Voodoo Blue, which we're loving the new blue truck. Check out our parts online. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, and let us help you outfit your Tacoma.